Hello again, I'm Larry Michael Ham, and my wife and some of my friends saw the promo video I made for my Orange County Heads, the documentary, and they said, you know, it seems like your book and your documentary is all about acid and drugs and being a hippie and a stoner, etc., Haight-Ashbury. They said, why don't you let everybody know that it's about a lot more. So I picked 3 episodes from my book, The Orange County Heads. They were all ahead of their time, which is available on Amazon.com. And even if you don't want to buy it, you can go online and check it out. And they let you look inside the book. I love Amazon.com that way. Best thing that ever happened if you're a writer. Okay, let's see now. This is about the Cuban Missile Crisis, which anybody who was alive then, that is really a hallmark of their life. We almost had World War III. A night I'll never forget was October 1962. President Kennedy and Nikita Khrushchev of Russia were at a standoff over Soviet missiles in Cuba. My father had taken me and one of my friends to see a movie at the Mickey Mouse Theater in Fantasyland for employees only. It was a Monday night. In those days, Disneyland was closed on Mondays in the winter. Walking to our car after the film, my father ran into one of his friends. He was sure the missiles would start flying soon and we would be in a nuclear war with the Russians. Standing there in the employee parking lot behind Fantasyland, where Tinkerbell entered her flight from the Magic Castle every night. The tape loops of the characters were operating, music was playing, the 7 dwarfs were singing, hi-ho, it's off to work we go, and I was looking up at the sky, waiting for the missiles to fall and the end of the world to come. Very scary time. Okay, here's another aspect. A pre-celebrity who worked at Disneyland and who my father used to feed at his restaurant, Casa de Fritos, in Frontierland, great cheap place, was Ron Ziegler, Richard Nixon's press secretary. During his pre-Nixon years, he worked his way through USC as an operator of the Jungle Boat ride in Adventureland. He bravely piloted a boat full of tourists through dangerous African waters, shooting at hydraulic hippos and plastic headhunters with a gun loaded with blanks. I've often wondered if some of the problems we had in Vietnam might have begun at Adventureland, in the make-believe jungle deep in Orange County's heart of darkness. Okay, I also have a story here about Steve Martin, but I discussed that in the other tape. He worked at in the joke shop or Merlin's magic shop, I forget. Okay, now this story is called The Yellow Corvette in the Orange Grove. And it's about the helicopter shuttle that used to go from the Disneyland Hotel right across the street from Disneyland and Los Angeles International Airport, excuse me. And I describe it sort of, this is sort of like a screenplay description. The parking lot is adjacent to the Disneyland Hotel and across the street from Disneyland. I repeat myself. A huge Sikorsky S-61 helicopter passenger shuttle sits in the middle of a parking lot as a stream of passengers carrying luggage board the helicopter. On the north side of the parking lot is a driving range. In 1968, a luxury helicopter shuttle flew well-heeled passengers between Los Angeles International Airport and the Disneyland Hotel. On May 22nd, Los Angeles Airway Shuttle Flight 841 left the Disneyland Hotel parking lot about 5:30 p.m. About 5:50, the Sikorsky S-61 experienced catastrophic mechanical failure in the main rotor hub. This caused the blades to go out of control and then break, sending one of the blades through the fuselage, separating the rear fuselage and tail rotor from the rest of the aircraft. All 20 passengers and 3 crew were killed. My best friend and I drove past that grove every day on our way to and from school. And we noticed a brand new yellow Corvette parked on Cerritos Avenue on the edge of the orange grove. The parking lot's west side. After about a week, someone smashed in the windshield, and a few days later it was stripped clean. The second I saw that I knew that it had probably been owned by somebody who was killed in the shuttle crash. Less than 3 months later, on August 14, Los Angeles Airways Flight 417, at about 10 in the morning, experienced a nearly identical mechanical failure over Compton, crashing into a park, killing all 18 passengers and 3-member crew. I don't remember any more helicopter flights between LAX and the hotel after that. And there's a lot more stories about like the police riot at Hillcrest Park, hanging out at the beach, going to jail in Mexico when we were 17 and it wasn't our fault, and a lot of interesting stories like that, and my time in Haight-Ashbury, trying to be a writer. Again, this is the Orange County Heads. They were all ahead of their time. Check it out on Amazon.com, and if you think it's a worthy project, help me out. It won't be real slick. This I'm shooting in my home office with a Sony Handycam, very inexpensive camera. The shooting will be, for the documentary, will be higher end. I'll be shooting on Maui, in Anaheim, and Oregon, and New Mexico. But I'm cheap, you know. We have a little Hyundai, we'll travel around. Not for Maui. Actually, I'm going to try, there's a lot of heads, Orange County heads on Maui. Hopefully we can either shuttle them all over to the mainland, to Anaheim or Huntington Beach, or somebody will, I'll have enough money raised that I can fly over there with my cameraman, Mike Hinojosa, who's the other Orange County head. Okay, thank you very much, and this is Larry Michael Ham, and excuse the hat. I'm not trying to be Walter White here from Breaking Bad, but I'm very bald-headed, and my lights, and the light hits my bald head, and I don't know if you noticed, but a bald head is real shiny. Thank you.